Mandisa, my friend.
Yes, so I really appreciate shout out to Katie. Of course, shout out to the entire crew, but shout out to Katie. She was sporting her being 10th anniversary shirt. And the last time I was on here, there was just we were doing the fundraising for Black non-believers,
Right.
which was just ahead of our 10th anniversary event. And it was an amazing it was an amazing time. It was an amazing celebration. We got to really, really dive into 10 years of Black non-believers as an organization.
Right.
And with that, in addition to my running being on a still volunteer level as well, I also serve on two boards in particular. One is the American Atheist Board with Matt, and I also serve on the board for the American Humanist Association. And I really just want to give a shout out to the American Humanist Association in particular for just about a moment or two. This organization, which is now 80 years old, the AHA is now in their 80th year of existence, and they do some fantastic work regarding church state separation, as well as promoting humanism. Now, there has been some changes over the years that the organization has acknowledged that it needed to make. And as we talk about dismantling systemic issues, namely white supremacy in this movement. Um, there are going to be some things that you see that organizations will do in order to hold up to that promise. And it's going to take some time for folks to really understand what that means because we can talk about it all day long, but if people aren't actually doing it,
Right.
then we don't grow. And I will also, I'm proud to say that I am now a humanist celebrant. I'm not sure if you're a celebrant, Matt, but I just became endorsed through the Humanist Society, which is one of the AHA's adjunct programs. And so that is another service that others in our community can sign up for. And so it isn't just that people are sitting on high and just looking down and doing absolutely nothing. They have an amazing staff, amazing volunteers, and an amazing board, if I do say so myself. So if you really, I just encourage people to show some love to the American Humanist Association right now. 2021 has been, we are coming on the heels of a transitional year in 2020. Things will only continue to move forward and get better. It may be hard for some people that may be hard for some people to grasp and understand. But for those of us who are on the ground and who connect with so many people through our organizations and through our various initiatives, we know that there are some amazing people in this movement who want to do well and who are doing well, and we deserve all of the support. So I just want to say thank you all for not just tuning into this broadcast, but to also show your love and support for the organizations that you know are at the forefront of progression, standing up for all human rights, because that is absolutely important. And those who are putting their money where their mouths are when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion and dismantling these institutions. So with that, I will turn it back over to Matt, or we can get right into the discussion. So thank
Yeah.
you.
We're gonna be going to calls in just a second. I just want to add that I'm not on the board of directors for the American Humanist Association and can echo my support and agreement with all that you said about how important that organization is and many other organizations as well. But you know what? Today I'm not actually a celebrant officially through AHA. I am ordained through the Universal Life Church, and I have
So am I. I am too
married
now.
married a couple of couples, and at least one of those marriages is continuing, even though two of the others didn't. Um, and yeah, that's something that I want to get done as well, to become a proper celebrant. Because once this is over, like I wouldn't mind doing a Zoom wedding, but once this is over, I would love to be able to go to an actual wedding again and maybe stand there and find two people who are in love, who want to share a life, and say, yes, I can help make that happen just a little bit.
Yeah, actually, Matt, I will be performing my first wedding next month on May 15th. So
Oh, that's
I'm
awesome.
really excited about that. And I'm also excited to offer this service to anyone who would want me to do their wedding. If you like Mandisa Thomas, as just a person, as a speaker, as an organizer, and now as a celebrant, you are more than welcome to contact me, and I will be happy to do your service.
I'm also ordained through, the Vengaza, the Flying Spaghetti Monster. I've got my certificate up on the wall there at the ACA. So
Nice.
all we need is a few more organizations to declare me some sort of minister, and I think I'll be able to trump every apologist on the planet. All right. So this is a live call-in show. Thank you to everybody who's waiting right now. And we're going to get into calls in just a second. As a reminder, we get lots of email related to this show, and I also get mail as well. As a matter of fact, I got some interesting mail this week, including someone thanking me for debating Trent Horn and sent me a bunch of Catholic propaganda for me to read and consider because they desperately want me on their team. I appreciate the items that were sent. Another person sent a bunch of books, which I've turned over to the library. I appreciate the contributions to the ACA library, especially once we get past this current stage of the pandemic and quarantine to where we can get together and go back to the library. I was up there yesterday to pick things up, and it's looking clean, and it's getting, I'm hoping it's getting ready to the point where once we're in a state where we can get together safely, like I'm fully vaccinated. So hooray for me for being fully vaccinated. Yeah. Oh, good. I can't wait to hug the crap out of you.
I know. Oh my
It's
gosh.
been ages. But we have callers waiting. And for those of you who are watching the show, the number's up on the screen, and we have call screeners going. Let me tell you a couple of different things, because I don't think we mention this often enough. Theists are always going to get priority on this show, and we don't screen away. A lot of people say, how come only the amateur theists get through, or the ones who aren't particularly good at defending? And my answer to them has always been the same. You can call, and you can get your pastor to call, or your favorite apologist to call, and they'll get through easily and fairly quickly. What we're doing here is having conversations. On occasion, those conversations are going to get heated. There are people who are going to get upset. Some people's stomach may turn at what, somebody was offensive to God or whatever else. None of this is intended to be offensive. None of this is intended to even be truly confrontational and in a negative way. It's just that when you're talking about the beliefs and positions of people that define who they are to their core, sometimes tempers get flared. I want to make sure that we give everybody the best chance we can. And so I love the fact that there are two of us on the show almost every week. There are some exceptions. And we're looking forward to taking your calls. But if you don't see your beliefs represented by callers, if you think that callers are not representing accurately what your religious position is, and if you don't think they're defending it in a way that is doing it a service, you can call as well. And if you're not the type of person who's willing to do that, you can get your pastor or somebody else to call in as well.